Halfway through practice, how do you feel so far?
I'm having a great time. I mean, it's a great place with a bunch of great people. I mean, we're installing an offense, so it's, we're not where we want to be yet, but I'm having a really good time with these kids. I think these are the best kids in the country, and so and the best coaches. I mean, it's just the quality of people here that you're working with. They care. They want to get better. It's just fun to come to work every day.
So you're installing the offense. I kind of want to wonder just how you go about doing that, because you can have two teams that are wing T teams that can look very different depending on what they have installed and what series that they're running. When you're installing an offense, are you just starting with the basics and then building on to that, or are you kind of I guess a better way to ask the question is are you taking the approach where you're kind of looking at the whole package right up front, or are you picking out what you think the guys can handle and kind of installing that?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. You have your base things that are non-negotiable, the things you feel like, hey, this is going to be, staples of who we are. And then as you build your team, you see, what you do well, and then kind of your auxiliary things come off of that, right? So we're going to put our base stuff in, and we've been primarily living in that world, for spring. And then as we move forward, and there'll be more pieces added, with kids coming from prep school and guys we've signed, and injured guys coming back, those kind of things. But I like what we're doing. We want to be different here at an academy. There's going to be some things that look like academy type things, that things they've always done, which they've always had a lot of success doing, and there'll be some different things too. But hopefully it'll be hard preparation. It'll be different. The thing we got going for us here is we got tough, smart, disciplined kids, and they'll play their tail off. So we want to give them the best opportunity to be successful. And there's some good football players out here, and we got some talented guys coming back, and so we're trying to get our basics in there, and then build off that. It's very systematic. The kids feel like they understand how kind of plays are grouped together, how different schemes are grouped together, and then the passing game off of that. And so you just want to be, you want to be a team that you have answers. If defenses take certain things away, you got answers to that. And so, but we're in 101 right now, and we'll build towards getting to 201, then 301, 401, and from there. But I'm happy with where we are. And I'm excited about the kids because they've had a great attitude. They've had good energy about what we're doing, and I've been having fun with them. I think that's the main thing. We want those guys to get over here and have a good time.
So, as Navy's developmental program, they get a lot of value out of repetition and just doing things over and over again and becoming the best at it. Do you kind of caution about how much you want to introduce just to make sure that they're good with that fundamental at up front and not bring out football's 20 greatest plays or anything like that?
Yeah. And the other thing that's challenging here is our defense is very multiple. So we're seeing a lot of things offensively. So you gotta maybe slow down a little bit and let us work through a certain scheme, whatever it is. And they're seeing a lot of things, so we got to get the fundamentals down. If you got a track you got to run that track, and you got to fit whatever shows up in your gap. And with our defense, I think it'll help us in the long run. But it's challenging, when you're installing a new system, because it is a lot of looks, and we got to get good at all those different looks.
Physically, when you talk wing T, the first thing you think of is you go buck sweep, and you're talking about. Yeah. Interior linemen who have, here traditionally are the biggest players on the team, having to get outside and really hustle, almost to the sideline. Physically, are you having to change anything, or have you found that the players have been able to pretty much handle what you need them to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're personnel-wise up front, they're able to adapt, and we're able to adapt. So. You got to have a certain type player in certain spots. So maybe a tackle's a guard now, maybe a guard's a tackle sometimes. But it's not been a ton of change. I mean, they've always done some things similar to what we're doing here. So it's not a totally foreign, offense. But yeah, we need to be able to pull a little bit sometimes. We need to be able to do some things on the edge with the linemen. So far, I feel like those guys can do those things. It's just really us getting comfortable, understanding, taking the right first step, and everybody, all of them guys doing that. And if when you watch us out here the other day, there are times where those things were good, and then there's other times where all it takes is one guy stepping the wrong way, and there's a guy in the backfield, So, and those kids are good, smart kids. They want to do the right thing. They pick up things quickly. But it's also challenging because like I said, we're multiple on defense, and so we got to learn how to block a lot of different looks, odd fronts, even fronts, people blitzing, slanting, stemming on you, So I think in the long run that'll be really good for us. But right now we're going to have some growing pains with that.
So walk through today. What are you hoping to see from the offense tomorrow?
11 guys taking the right first step. I want us to be able to have processes. I want us to be able to, get a play called, get it communicated, everybody be confident in what they're doing. I'd really like to take care of the ball. We don't need to have our mistakes. Every once in a while you're going to throw up a ball to a guy who's one-on-one. It's a 50-50 ball. Maybe a defensive guy makes a great play. Those are things I can live with, but we got to be able to snap a football and put it in play, take care of it, not throw it to the defense. Not let a guy being, doing the wrong thing give us poor ball security. So I really like to take care of the ball and just be able to sustain some things and be consistent, and it always happens when you go in the stadium. Everybody's kind of, you're in the stadium, so you got to be able to take a deep breath and just execute basic things, and that's what I want. But sometimes you find a guy. Sometimes a guy who's been just kind of doing okay in practice, you put him in the stadium, and he kind of lights up a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, that's okay. He kind of gets going in here, So we just want kids to go out there and have fun, fly around, and take the right first step and do the right thing.
A blustery day as Navy spring practice winds down. We're joined here by rising sophomore quarterback Braxton Woodson. And man, what's it been like out there in your first spring practice now as you're getting ready to go into your sophomore year?
It's been amazing. We're putting a lot of things in. Coach Cronic, he's a genius, man. He's putting a lot of things in. He's teaching us a lot of things, how to throw the ball in a specific way, how to control the offense, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely been a great experience so far.
And how cool is it for you to have your offensive coordinator also your position coach?
Oh, it's amazing because, he's in there teaching about everything. He's in all of our meetings, he's in all of our individual sessions. So just having him there, asking him all the questions, he's the guy that knows it all right now.
And what do you think about this new offense that you guys are working on?
Oh, I love it. There's a lot of moving parts. It's kind of easy for the quarterback. We got to just, make the reads, control the offense, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely coming along very well.
And it seems like things happen fast. A quick release of the ball, a quick handoff of the ball.
Yeah, everything's happening fast. Everything has a place to be. So just understanding that, that's what we're out here doing, trying to get better.
And what's it like for you learning a new offense? Is that something that's difficult? You came in to learn the triple option, you learned that, and now you're kind of working the variation with the wing T.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a process. It's not easy, I would say. It takes every day. Every day we're coming out here trying to get better, 1%, 2% better. So it's definitely a process. So it's taking some time.
What was your biggest takeaway from your plebe year, your freshman year here? That an outstanding breakout game against Charlotte. Also got a lot of time against SMU.
Right.
What was your biggest takeaway that you're working on now in the spring to improve?
Biggest takeaway, just playing to the speed of the game. That's all, and then just believing in your abilities to go out there and execute and lead the team.
What was it like, the speed of the game, the difference for you coming from high school, then playing college as a true freshman?
It was definitely huge. It was a big change. Practice can only do so much, but the games are when the lights are on. That's when it gets real. So it's definitely a big change for me, but I think I got used to it as the season progressed.
Also nice to have Coach Jasper still there in your ear.
100%. Coach Jasper's amazing. He teaches me everything I know out here.
What are your impressions now, having played a full season and now coming into spring, of this option offense? I mean, coming from high school and what you did and now evolving into what you're doing now.
I think it's going to be amazing. Just seeing how we just worked against the defense in fall camp and seeing how we're working against the defense now, it looks like we're a lot more productive. So it just looks like we're going to be very successful come fall.
What was your biggest personal goal coming into these spring practices?
Just to get better, just to better myself, better the guys around me, to just go out there and execute to the best of my ability and just get better for the team.
And it looks like Coach Cronic also works on specifics like footwork and things of that sort. That makes a big difference?
100%. Everything we do is down to a T, so just getting everything right, that's what it's all about.
What's it been like when you guys have been going live, when you've been going live against the ones on defense?
Oh yeah, it's pretty intense. Those guys get after it. We got a lot of got a lot of good guys on defense, you know, Justin Reed, Colin Ramos, so just going out there against those guys competing is a fun time.
What's your comfort level like now when you come into spring practice as opposed to in the fall when everything was happening quickly and you knew at the end of the week there was a game?
Right.
Now in the spring you've got a chance to really take things in and you know you're not up against it with a game each week.
Right. Yeah, I would still say I attack it with the same mindset that there is a game every week, that every practice, you know, you got to come out here and attack it like it's a game and try to get better to the best of your ability.
How cool is it to have those crazy fullbacks back for you that you were able to hook up with last year?
Yeah, they're amazing.
They were sophomores last year, but man, they made some plays, and he had that great touchdown pass with the guys in Charlotte.
Yeah, it was awesome having all those guys back. They're definitely going to be a huge asset to the team. I mean, they're amazing.
Now you take the snap either under center or in the shotgun, and you look at those guys in front of you, the big eaters. Coach G, the new offensive line coach, he's a fiery guy out there.
He has some intensity. I love it, though. He makes all those guys work harder. I think he's making everybody better.
We were talking to Connor, and Connor said it's been great for him. He's enjoying football as much as he ever has had as a senior with Coach Cronic and with Coach G.
Yeah, I think that's just the new atmosphere of the team. You know, we all out here, we love each other. We're out here playing for each other. We're playing for our brothers, playing for the brotherhood. So I think that's what it's all about.
So once spring practice is over and your year at the academy is over, what do you do for the summer?
For the summer, we have a little bit of military training that we have to go to, and then it's back to football, back to getting ready for the fall.
Tell me about the dynamic in your household. Your father, a football player at Auburn, your uncle, a football player at Alabama.
Yep.
How does that play out when the Iron Bowl comes around?
Yeah, football is everything where I'm from. So just talking about football, growing up around it, that's always been huge for my family, especially on my mom's side. You know, she's coached me all the way up through. She's been there every step of the way, so it's amazing.
And if you check out your social media, you're also very supportive of guys you might know or maybe played with or maybe in your community that are also looking at colleges now.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it's all about, you know, going out there, doing the best that you can, and then helping people along the way.
Braxton Woodson getting ready for a big sophomore year after a big spring practices here at the Naval Academy.